Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my SpongeBob SquarePants review, Season 2, Episode 9. And it's been a while since I've done this just because I've been so busy doing other things and stuff like that. I just haven't gotten around to it, so I'm now getting around to it. So I'm just going to get right into it. This episode is called Wormy, and this episode was directed by Andrew Overtomb, and it was written by um, Walt Dolhorn, Paul Tibbett, and Meriwether Williams. Um, and the storyboard was drawn by Jim Schumann. I don't know if that's how you say his name. And this episode came out on February 17th, 2001. And I'm just going to jump right into this episode. It opens up with the French narrator pretty much telling us that Sandy's gonna go out of town, and she hired SpongeBob and Patrick to do pet sitting for them, and um, then Patrick, after he says this, says, "Pet sitting, won't that hurt them?" Because Patrick's an idiot, and his whole thing is takes everything literally. So I thought that was a great line. So after this, the narrator says, perhaps she should have asked somebody else, which I thought was funny. So she kind of shows SpongeBob and Patrick her pets. She has a pet bird that Patrick tries to communicate with, and when you know, SpongeBob is impressed that Patrick can speak bird, but according to Patrick, that's Italian. And she has to eat like a cup's worth of like bird food, and Sandy brings over like this huge sack, and SpongeBob thought that they were supposed to get the whole sack. And she also has a cricket, and the cricket makes his sound. I don't know what you would call it, but chirp. I don't want to say chirped, but when Sandy says that she's saying hello to you, SpongeBob says that he doesn't speak Italian, which was kind of funny, and then she shows him. Then she shows them her snake, who has eaten a rat or a mouse. Don't really know which one it was because it was in its stomach. It was kind of cool. And then yeah, Sandy leaves, and SpongeBob and Patrick say goodbye to her, and then they find her other pet, and Sandy says, "Well, that's only Wormy. He doesn't eat much." So SpongeBob and Patrick are amazed by this pet, so they take out the pet to play. They play hide and seek. Patrick tries just to hide underneath a blanket, to which SpongeBob catches him right away, and Wormy was hidden over by a plant, which I thought was kind of clever because he camouflaged with it. And then SpongeBob and Patrick, Wormy finds SpongeBob and Patrick playing hide and seek when they're hiding behind Sandy's tree, and they do this whole montage about how they're friends with SpongeBob and Patrick throwing flowers down, showing the scene where they were playing hide and seek. SpongeBob and Patrick holding hands and spinning around around Wormy, and SpongeBob says that and then it goes to the next scene where SpongeBob talks about how great of a day it was, and how days like this only come once in a lifetime, which is pretty much true. And SpongeBob reveals that he made a best friend ribbon for Wormy and straps it onto him, which kind of becomes important. And SpongeBob and Patrick are upset they have to leave, so yeah, and when SpongeBob and Patrick leave for the night, Wormy transforms into a butterfly, like in a night, which never would happen, but obviously you have to it's a cartoon, so you have to, you know, hold your disbelief towards that. And SpongeBob and Patrick are eager to go see Wormy. I guess Patrick slept inside of SpongeBob's alarm clock. And when they go to see Wormy, they see the butterfly instead, which is Wormy, pretty much. And they're confused. So when they open the jar, they see that Wormy's best friend ribbon's just on the jar, and they don't see Wormy. So they assume something bad happened to them because they never seen a butterfly before and they don't understand that things go through a plot that butterflies change and evolve. So when Wormy goes on SpongeBob, SpongeBob gets freaked out seeing the butterfly, and they assume there's a monster and that it ate Wormy. So they try to run away, but Wormy, or the monster, whatever you want to call it, goes on the door. So SpongeBob realizes that it's blocking the only exit. So SpongeBob gets worried, but then realizes that it's two of them and versus the monster, and that him and Patrick should stick together. And then when SpongeBob looks over, the monster's standing in Patrick's place, so SpongeBob freaks out and runs into a barrel to which Patrick was. So I guess Patrick just took off when he saw the monster. And SpongeBob and Patrick realize that they have to get rid of the monster before it eats Sandy or her pets. So they try to do a bunch of different things. They try to set a trap on the phone where they put the phone in the jar and try to call it, but the monster doesn't answer it. They try to use Patrick as bait, and so SpongeBob can just scoop it up into a net. The monster goes on Patrick, and before SpongeBob can win the net, Patrick gets freaked out and runs away. He runs right through the net and breaks the net, hits Sandy's tree, and a bunch of acorns fall into his water helmet. And the monster tries to eat SpongeBob, and SpongeBob, to save himself, blows a bubble, which causes the monster to go inside of it, and this bubble ended up didn't pop like the whole episode, which was impressive. And the monster, the door gets open, and the monster pretty much is out of Sandy's tree dome. And SpongeBob and Patrick are all happy that the monster has escaped, but then realizes that the monster is still dangerous because it's going straight for the Krusty Krab. So it tries to go in the front entrance. SpongeBob and Patrick take it to the secret entrance, which was a door right to a rock inside the Krusty Krab. And Squidward and Mr. Krabs are taking a picture of Mr. Krabs with money, because it's probably like $1 that he finds really valuable. And when Squidward takes the picture, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs have pushed Mr. Krabs and Squidward into the cash register boat. And SpongeBob and Patrick tell him about the monster, about what they did to Wormy. SpongeBob and Patrick cry over Wormy, and Squidward wants to see this monster because he thinks it's bullcrap. Mr. Krabs thinks that this monster's a paying customer because all he cares about is money, but then SpongeBob tells him that it wants to eat him. So when they look out, Squidward sees that the monster's just a butterfly, so he just thinks SpongeBob and Patrick are being scaredy cats. So he gets out of there, and Mr. Krabs actually has a good line where he says, "Just because you fellas haven't seen a creature like this doesn't mean it's dangerous." So then SpongeBob and Patrick don't even want to look to see what happens. Squidward and Mr. Krabs are making fun of SpongeBob and Patrick, pretty much talking about how scary it is, how they thought it was scary. And then when, because I actually like the visual where it shows like the butterfly or the making a sound, and Mr. Krabs and Squidward get freaked out and run off, and all their underwear and stuff come off too, so it looks like they've been like eaten. So SpongeBob and Patrick think that the monster's been eaten, and SpongeBob wants to warn everybody before the monster eats anybody else. And he actually had like a fin that he had on his finger of Mr. Wormy, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs, which I thought was kind of funny. So SpongeBob and Patrick go to warn the townspeople about it, and they talk about how they have to handle this very delicately since it's a big situation. However, obviously this led to a comedy where they just told everybody to run and freaked out, so everybody just ran away. And SpongeBob and Patrick advertised for it. The monster was chasing townsmen. Patrick uses SpongeBob as a balloon to warn everybody. It's all over the news, and the town just gets destroyed. Everybody's running away, freaking out about the monster. They even do a funny scene where SpongeBob says, "Just imagine what would have happened if we didn't tell anybody about the monster." And you just see the town's like destroyed, which I thought was funny, because if they actually didn't say anything, everyone just would have continued with their normal lives. And then they see the monster, so SpongeBob, Patrick, and the townspeople run away from the monster. They run all over the place, and they eventually go into a building and they jump out of it. And eventually, later on in the day, we see that the town's just absolutely destroyed. And when Sandy sees it, she assumes that a twister hit it or something. And then when she sees the monster, she realizes Wormy has changed into a butterfly, so she puts him in a jar. And SpongeBob, Patrick, and the townspeople are all happy that Sandy caught the monster. And Sandy just thinks everyone's happy to see her back. And she's like, maybe I should go out of town more often. Then the episode ends, and that was the end of the episode. I actually really liked this episode. I thought it was really good. Maybe because it's more nostalgia thin, but I kind of thought it was kind of funny because to see how the sea creatures will react to seeing like a butterfly because they've never seen one before, and it was funny. I thought it had some funny lines like when SpongeBob had talked about like what would have happened if they didn't tell anybody about the monster, and I just thought it was a good funny episode. It was funny, and like I said, it was I thought it was really good. I thought it's a classic episode. I would definitely recommend. So if I had to rate this episode, probably would rate it a 8 out of 10. I think it's really good. But that's pretty much it, guys. I don't really have anything left to say. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time you upload a video, you guys will get the notification for it. And make sure you guys do the same thing for the CM Brothers YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.